What's up, everybody? So this is my PC that I use on the daily, and I'm actually getting a new case tomorrow. So today's video is going to be a pretty, it's going to be a time lapse, I guess. I think I'm going to add the next part when I get the case in the same video. I think we'll see how it goes, and you'll see how it goes, I guess. So the first step is to take this apart. I'm taking everything out, and then I want to be able to redo the water loop. So I'm going to come back in a moment before I do the time lapse with the glass off, just to document the inside when you can actually see it without a nice glare of me, you know. And yeah, it's actually quite dusty. I'm kind of ashamed of the other side because the back panel's not even on it, because I went to do some stuff on it at one point. I think I did the new fans, and the wiring is a disaster for it just because of the way it's set up. So there, when I open it up, I'll talk about it, but there's some new additions to the system that'll touch on when I get there. So here's the inside with the glass off. Pretty standard. This is probably one of my favorite builds that I've ever done, just because, like, with the glass on it, and I was looking at it when I was just sitting on my Mac, and I had this unhooked right here. The colors are very much coordinated. It's all like black, silver, white. Like, the only other colors are red right there. But that's seriously, like, it's wild that I was able to coordinate it like that. And I'm gonna keep the coordination with changing out the block. I'm changing out the block to a Corsair one. That'll be on Monday, so this is gonna take a few days. So tomorrow, I think the project is gonna be to get the components in, and then do the water cooling next week, because today is Wednesday. So I'm not gonna say what the case is. I will say it's a Cooler Master case. I think I had a different case at one time that was like a Power Mac lookalike case, kinda. But other than that, I've been a kind of a Cooler Master type of case person. This next one probably my third or fourth Cooler Master case. I still have my original one, which is also kind of why I'm getting this next one. You'll understand when I show it tomorrow or later on today, or in the video. But I guess I'll explain what I gotta do to the new system. So the new water block, obviously, these are, I keep filming the wrong thing. These will be switched. So on the Corsair one, the holes are here and here instead of above each other. I will have to use this bracket. It's actually a pretty nice bracket this came with, and move the reservoir up, pretty much all the way probably, because this thing on the new case extends all the way to like here, enough room for like the radiator. And then because of that, I'll have to redo the lines up here, which I've never been 100% happy with this line here. Like, coming out here, perfect, yes. But coming down into the reservoir, I don't like the almost like backwards loop. It's like a lot of tension that I've never been a fan of. It's obviously been fine, no leaks or anything, knock on wood. But I think I'm gonna try a 45 degree fitting here, and see if I can angle it so it's a little less stress on the tube. And then future projects, because that's about all I gotta do for it. Otherwise, these runs should all be very similar. They might have to be shortened depending on everything getting moved, or probably new tubing, I don't know. But for the most part, that should all be the same. We'll see if this fits in the case. I'm hoping the case isn't too tight. That's all stuff we'll see when we get there. Future plans. This is a small one, but I want to change out this connector to one like this. I think I bought it on AliExpress or Newegg or something. It's a pretty common company, I think, that I've bought that one from, and the one up there. But I'm gonna get one for here. Then it'll all be uniform and look good. Obviously, you won't see any of that, which I've never been the biggest fan, because it's really hard to shove everything in there because it's right there. Even though it's a fully modular system, I mean, like, literally using I'm using Molex for something. I don't even know what, but apparently something. I'm scared to even, I'm not even gonna show the back, but I'm scared to even know what Molex is being used for. Oh, I think it's actually for this, because the RGB. Oh, and I guess another thing with the new Corsair water block, I'll only have two and a half, I guess, systems lighting in this thing. So the motherboard and the M.2 are all together, and the RAM too. The fans will be its own thing. That's what I'm saying half, because it's not RGB. There's white rings. It might be RGB. I can't remember. I think they're just white rings. And then this is some weird system with like a button on the back. But with the Corsair block, it'll obviously sync up with this, and then I can try to sync that up as much into the motherboard as possible. I think I might go for a color and just keep everything the same color, while also keeping the white fans. I think I can use that as an accent, especially with all the coloring in there. Man, I'm talking a lot. I don't know how much time lapse I'm gonna be able to put in this video, but here's a disaster back here. Probably for something. It's all wiring for RGB, because RGB sucks. I just pulled the wire out of an SSD. Hopefully that wasn't already out. Then this big thing for the Corsair. I got another one somewhere. Here's another one. So Corsair has like a lot of these systems. I don't even know which one's the right one. This one seems to work fine, but it's massive. It's like the size of an SSD and a half, you know. It's about as thick as 2 SSDs, so it's kind of massive. So that'll be another project that I want to clean up the system. I should have just about the same amount of space in this new case as this one is, so I shouldn't be too worried about shoving cables back here. Just need to reorganize everything, which I'd probably do off camera because that gets rough. But yeah, I just want to do a real quick walk through everything, just in case I ever want to look through my computer setup. Because obviously I want to be able to tell the difference between my water setups. And if it looks different, that's cool. I will say I've always liked these two runs. They look, especially this one, it doesn't look like, the way I have it set up, it doesn't look super soft tubing, you know? Even though it obviously is, which I do. It's easier to work with soft tubing, and I move my PC a lot, so hard tubing scares me a little bit for that aspect. And I take stuff out every once in a while. Another part of the plan that I want to do is upgrade my graphics card. Upgrade, I guess. Kind of thinking about a Vega 64, because they're about the same cost as how much that's worth. So I could pretty much sell that one and get a Vega 64. Water cool that, because I can't water cool that card. I don't game that much, so I'm not too worried about the performance. I think it's a little better than this card, just a little. Obviously I don't have ray tracing, I don't think, but I never used it, so yeah. I'm gonna hit the time lapse, and if I don't time lapse, it'll be the next video, because this is already at about 7 minutes.